Sure, I can go on. You know what? I like sometimes, excuse me, just get it out of my head. Okay, very extreme. Purple, blue, red, light colors creates purple. It's a birth color. Why? Because it's on the 9 horse of standard bred, so it's some sort of birth color. But the 9 full ball is yellow. Yellow is the connection of the earth spirit to the red heavens spirit, and it creates the orange 5 ball, where everything is connected. Like rings, like I said before, rings in your nose, rings in your ears, they're all looped. Look, a loop, a hook, a jack. The jack, it hooks. It mends itself into the matrix. It hooks the spirit strands up to the main core central station of transfer. Don't forget about the moons. Like Spock said, beam me up. Well, why don't you look out at that moon? Maybe it'll beam you up. Something's going on with the moons. Anyways, what I wanted to say is that when I created these 3 dice, okay, that are tricylinder world, and I put one here and one here, and then I put the other one on top of the 2 to connect both sides, like the Olympic signs, because that's the way it's done. It's done exactly like the Olympics. I think it's 3, 2, 1. It could be like bowling, but I think it's 3, 2, 1. I think it's like 5-pin or something, bowling, the setup of the strands. And the reason I said that is the 3 Olympic signs, okay, which is the world that both worlds were made for, that makes 3. Then there's the spirit world that has to be for God, that stands alone. The spirit world for the new world that has to stand alone to connect to it, and then God at the top to connect to the top. And then the same thing for the nature, for the soul God, the one that listens to nobody. When's the last time you threw sand in the air and the sand picked up a Bible? Sandy beach. I was at Rocky Beach the other day. Well, what was rocky about it? It wasn't moving, I was stable. I was even able to write Rocky Beach. Oh, what a place. There was absolutely nobody there. It was so peaceful I couldn't do anything but write. And that's all I did was write at Rocky Beach. What a beach. We watched it till the sun went all the way down to the bottom, and I'm sitting there as MrTacpans's. My friends are going, hey, MrTacpans's, what are you thinking? Thinking, where are the colors going? What's happening to the colors as the sun goes down? What is the angle, the ray of the sunshine? What is the fall of the air bubbles that we breathe compared to the reflection of and the distance and the angle of the sun? We breathe these air bubbles. How do they come down? Air, gas. We're doing something like God is, but we don't even know. Our bodies are using all these elements of the earth, and it's doing stuff. We're holy man. I didn't know I was a scientist. Yes, everybody's a scientist until it comes to the mind. Okay? So what I wanted to show you again is in this football design, okay, what I did is I collapsed the corners. When I collapsed the corners of that football design and redesign it as a digital square, okay, it looks like the quasar sign. At the same time, it splits the 1, the 3, the 7, and the 9. Why does it split the 1, 3, 7, and 9? Because A, you have both spirits. 1 yellow spirit, 1 red. Split it, half each. You have 3 of creation, the earth's creation and God's creation. Split the 3, half each. You have the 2 gods of number 7 of the HI worlds that I showed you many times on tapes. 2 ways of 7. Split the 7 in 2. Now you got the 9, okay, what comes from birth. The earth has birth, and so does God have birth. Split the 9 in 2. What are we left with? 2, 4, 6, and 8. Well, in order to get from one spirit down to the creation, you have to pass through 5. Split the 5 in half. Now to get from creation to who created it, God, we have 3 and 7. Pass through the 5, split the 5 in half. Now we've got 4 parts of 5. Where does the 5 go? Well, When we're turning on this earth in the beta world, the 5 is dead center, down to 8, connection of the 2 heavens. You have to make a passage, split the 5 in half. Then man on earth is 4, with his controller angel, or controller angel to man, in order to get to man. 4 to 6, through the 5, split the 5 in half. What are the whole numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Why? Because you never break up the beta world. It's not divided. It's all put together. Okay, everything else is divided up. Man is not divided. He's put together. The angel is the one who moves the avatar 6 man. He's not put together. The 8 is the 2 parts of the world, and the 5 is the center that holds them together. They are whole. They are not split up. They work together. So therefore, when we cut the corners off of this 3rd part world that I showed you, you get a stop sign. The 4 corners, put them together, they create the Magen David. Hook the Magen David up onto the 5, it makes like a balance. Okay? Makes like a balance. 2 different worlds. There's many ways to do this. I'm doing this the quick way. Boy. Some quick way, eh? I made 3 mistakes and there's no way to make it up, so I have to lie. Let's see if I can lie my way out of this one. All Magen Davids. Every single side is the Magen David. Do you know why? Because watch. I want to show you something. Look at these 2 Magen Davids. Okay, you ever see the 2 C's? It makes an S, but it's a C going in each way. It's man's life. The 2 C's of man's life. The stories. The 5 went through everybody's table. The 5, the air bubbles, the blue, the red, the purples. There is a world out there inside of our world that I will find one day. And you'll probably know because I don't shut up about it. I let you know about everything, whatever I can. Maybe you know something I don't know. Well, that would be only true. So what happens is when I do this, numbers come together. Numbers have to come together. Okay? I can't explain it. It's almost like a Pac-Man. Where the Pac-Man comes out and he devours whatever's in its path because those are the elements to live. It's still burning. Anyways, Zion is probably the post between the 2 posts of the 3 dice. There's so many things. I'm over my head. I'm getting lost in it already. This is crazy. It's crazy. Just remember bubbles. I know time is coming short. I know this hooks up to the chakras. I know that the joints or all the dots on top of the eyes have something to do with the connections to different parts of chakras. And there's a reason why we, I'm going to try and see if I can draw this. I'm going to show you why we can't go to the 4 areas at one time. And the reason we can't go to the 4 areas at the same time is this design right here. Okay, you see where it's bubbled? Okay, where it's bubbled, okay, the valve is open, closing off north and south. If it gets turned the other way, the valve, okay, it's going to close east and west. So you only can have 258 or 456. That works. That's how the connection works with the main part of Zion, the connection of 64. Can't explain 64, but 8 times 8 on a stop sign, an octagon, or turn it into a hexagon, and that equals 64. What else can I say about this? Obviously, there's always the reason for the X part. Okay, no, I can't do it. I'm not going to design it now. Maybe I'll come on one day with something proper that I can show you. But like I said, orphelin in the last tape, look at it. I'm going to draw a new design. I already designed one with the orphelin, and it shows the piping system that I'm trying to show you that's coming off the dice. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. This is no BS. I look at this over. When I don't like it, I don't like it. When I see there's reason for it, then it's real. Anything that has reason in one man's mind, it's real in that one man's mind. It's for me to convey it over to you, to tell you how real it is. And this orphelin, I can explain it and show it. I can't have the definite black answer or black and white answer. It can tell you everything. I can have the black answer. And all these is a piping system, a wiring system, and they're sort of not real. In a way. But if we don't do good, our story doesn't get taken up into heaven, and then the truth of everything dies away with it, and then you die because the mind doesn't go. The spirit comes down here to get the story, brings the whole story home. He ain't going to bring the story home. If you didn't deserve it, he's going to go home without you. He's going to have the story, but he can't tell the story. Full of viruses. Anyways, air bubbles. Do the three worlds turn within each other? The hexagon that extends out of the points of the flat parts of the east-west or north-south parts of the octagon. The octagon is the 10th month, but octo, they say octopus, but he only has 8 arms, so it's the 10th month, but the octopus has only 8 arms. Octo is a power. Octo, octane, or to obtain. Gasoline, to move, to groove, to lose. We lose all our lives, and we oil, and we spill, and we slip, and we slide, and we're off for a ride. Oh, big boy, watch out for the bear, we better get up and hide. Why? The hide is on the cab. And we're not steering at the stern. Why do I say all these things? The connection of orphelin works. The connection of 7286 design looks good. I'm not sure what it is. The 2, 5, and 8 and the 4, 5, 6 passages are tied into the 3 parts of Zion, and maybe there's actually 4 parts of Zion, but only 3 accessible at the same time. So, I mean, I know you have to have 4, at least 4 to cover the 4 parts. Okay, that's enough. I made a mess in this one. The other thing about this book, if you saw the last video, look at this. All 4 creation, birth, in all 4 corners, both for spirit as well as soul. Turquoise, mixing of the matrices. Yep, it's all real. Hollywood, it's real. How did you do it? I found you, I caught up to you. You may have told a story, but now I believe in the story you have told. If you want to hear my part of the story, you are welcome. For you have made the discovery, and I only have made the follow-up. Without you, Hollywood, I would not be here today, and without MrTacpans's, I would be in bed right now. I thank you for this afternoon transmission. Have a fine evening. If you're out for some bubbly and brew, if you're out getting a tea, looking out on the ocean, looking out on the sea, don't split the sea and watch out what you see, and what you hear may be double, because you double up every time your angel hears it, you hear it too. Don't you know there's nothing new, because your angel have seen it and heard it and tasted it before you even thought and saw it was on the coming go. And anyways, there's not many other things that you have to know. I'm going to lay it dry and see the night. I'll get to my bed and I'll sleep all tight. I'll think all night, in the morning I'll be so bright. I won't do things in godly spite. Now it's time that I must say, the day is over. I'm bedridden and on my way. Have a good day. Have a good night. Things that I write tonight. Things that I write in my writing haven. YouTubes I do. That's the flavor. That it pays off always at the end, because I tried to take you all. You're all my friends. I thank you. Peace. Let peace be in you. Let goodness be in you.